for target.
Affirmative.
Driver, move out.
Hello, my name is Jurgen and welcome back to Armored Warfare. Today I am in the MBT 70 Mercenary Edition, even though it's the same as the MBT 70. It just has a very nice paint scheme, or camo. And it came with a fully trained crew, as in the 5 skill, not the 5 skill crew, but the little 5 next to the crew when you're picking their skills. So you can pick 2 skills for each crew member straight away. And that makes the tank a lot more nice to play in terms of like if you pick aim time skills or if you pick track traverse skills or things like this. I also have, I think it's Frisia, who has made my tanks reload a bit quicker as well, because on my normal MBT 70 I have a different commander who has an 11.94 second reload as opposed to a 10.67 second reload, as you see here. However, even though it is a main battle tank, it has a pretty crap lower plate when you're fighting against tier 6s, 7s and 8s. Tier 8s will laugh at you from the front, although your turret is very strong. And a lot of people do try and knock your cupola out, as you're going to see later on. So anyway, we're on the map River Point, and I've decided to go to the left-hand side, where generally the heavy tanks, in the World Tanks mindset, aren't they? Generally the main battle tanks come to play. And we just hit that guy for a nice 500 damage. This is what this gun does. It's 152mm, and I believe it has about 340 to 420 pen. Yeah, 420 blaze it, smoke weed every day. And that's a very nice lower plate. Yeah, this gun takes a little time to reload, but it has a very nice amount of damage associated with it. Not as good as something like a Soviet T-72 or T-80, which I've been playing a lot recently. T-80 is actually quite a good tank, except the lower plate is pretty bad. And you see there we got our optics damaged. But this guy's just presenting his lower plate. However, we're in the open, we're getting hit again and again in the lower plate, and we need to really play a bit better than this, otherwise we're gonna go down quite quickly. That guy's still there, so good day to you, sir. That's our first kill, and we picked up 2,300 damage. So what have we got to fight here? We have another Leopard 2AV, something I've not actually got yet. I haven't got the Leopard 1A5 really equipped in terms of its modules yet, so we'll have to see what that will be like in the future. Looked like there was a BND2 as well. And that guy's going to be a bit of a pain. Don't really want to spoil it too much though. Anyway, the other things about the MBT 70 is it has really bad side and rear armor. It has no form of ERA on the sides, or on the rear, or even on the front, but it is composite armor, so therefore rocket attacks generally will be absorbed. And that's a rock you just hit, Jurgen. Come on, man. I should stop referring to myself in the third person. Yeah, I hit the rock in front of that Leopard 2AV. And even though it's a 152mm gun, we're not going to penetrate any rocks anytime soon. Bless the rocks for giving us solid cover. Anyway, its armour is decent enough from the front, except the lower plate, as I said. The side and rear is pretty bad. Although you can bounce certain shots if you angle correctly. If you over angle, you're going to get penetrated, and that's something that a lot of people may get frustrated with when they come over from World of Tanks, if they have done. They may have been playing their things like their E100s and stuff, where you can angle quite a lot, or your KV4s, and then you can sight scrape and bounce quite reliably against certain targets. In this you have to be a bit more careful, but side scraping is still an option. And that guy, I have sights been knocked out again, but no damage, so the sight actually does hold up, because sometimes people try and snipe your cupolas and then they get a little bit of damage as opposed to the full damage roll. Something I really like in this game is when you get hit in the cupola, it doesn't always do a full roll of damage. Usually it does it anywhere. Say the enemy shield does about 500 damage normally. It'll probably do about 100 to 150, maybe 200. But sometimes it will pen, but not all the time. It is frustrating in model tanks when you are fighting in an E75 and you get hit in the cupola, and then you get hit for 500 or whatever. You know, in a tank which has 252mm of frontal armor in the turret. That cupola on the Leopard 2AV I don't think would do me any good anyway. We are getting hit in the side by a BMD with his 20 or 30mm gun. So the side armor is generally alright, it's not brilliant as I said. Mobility is good. And thank you. See what I mean about side scraping? That guy was not really angled that much, but we still managed to penetrate him quite easily. But now he's angled properly and we just do critical module hits on his fuel tank. I decided to load a missile here. That's something the MVT can use. ATGMs, guided by the mouse. They do take longer to reload than normal shells, but do, if you can penetrate them, a huge amount of damage. Now my intention here was to aim up and go down, but the shell just went behind his vehicle instead of landing on top of it. Something I haven't really mastered the art of just yet. That composite armor helped save my ass there from that BMD-2's ATGM. Now I used the smoke and there is a friendly's knocked out tank there, so it does block my retreat. Now my intention is to go left and try and flank round, because that Leopard is going to remain in that position behind those rocks. It's quite a strong position if you spawn on this map from the south of the minimap. However, we get spotted, so I need to angle my armor accordingly, otherwise we're going to get penetrated. But I noticed this guy is in need of help, and we angle our turret far too much and get penetrated in the side by that ATGM. And nice. That's what we're talking about. Not a full roll, but he didn't have enough health for it to be a full roll, so I'll take it. That's 2 kills. Yep, keep going with those rocket attacks, BMD. From the side and rear you can do that, but not when I'm fully frontal. And that was annoying, that shot. I only hit his module. And the VFM has some interesting armor from the front. It has a quite sloped armor on the hull, and it's 180mm thick. I don't think the turret's that thick, and it is a lot flatter. And are we going to get a shot on him? Perfect. 521. The shell went just a tad lower than I intended, than the previous one. Which is what I intended on the previous one, but you know, slight deviation, RNG and all that. Just something you have to deal with. That looks very nice. Set him on fire. Automatic fire extinguisher. If you notice, he only burned for 1 tick. And then he's left on 69 hit points. And I'm loading a missile, see if I can get the missile to curve in at a side angle. Reloaded. And I didn't angle that properly, I should have gone to the left slightly. More missile indicators, but I think the BMD just crashed his missile straight into the rocks in front of him. And this shot, I was... That was so bizarre to see. I had such a minimal amount of chance of hitting that shot, and it didn't even penetrate. Let's take a look at that in slow motion.
Identify hostile tank. Oh, even them up.
Anyway, we're back. We killed that guy. And we just rushed a shot. There is a long aim time with this gun. which you probably would expect with a 152mm gun. It's not really that good on the move, except when you're at super close range like this. We're on pretty low hit points, as you can see, however, so I'm going to be a little bit careful here. That VFM could be around, but then again there are two friendlies behind me. You notice the T-72A, who is also a tier 6 main battle tank, did absolutely bugger all. Waited for me to die probably before he did anything. Such as random teammates, eh? And yep, the VFM has decided to retreat, fair enough. It's probably the most sensible option. And this is pretty much the end of the game for me. Even though the tank is quite mobile, it isn't very, well, as mobile as a VFM, which is a light tank, or is it a tank destroyer? I think it's a light tank. So we're not going to get there in time and use our 152mm to good effect. Anyway, we'll just skip forward now to post-game results screen. And looking at the post-game results, 4,500 experience earned, 304,000 credits, 4,200 damage, 4 kills, 4 spots, Iron Star ribbon, top on the team, on damage done and kills, as well as 5,000 damage block, as you can see on the left hand side of this screenshot. Anyhow, if you enjoyed the MPT-70, it's a very good tank. I'd recommend picking one up if you are into Armored Warfare that much and you want to earn some credits and experience. Anyway, if you enjoyed the replay, please be sure to leave the video a like and possibly show the video to your friends and tell your friends about my channel. And as always, I've been Jojen, this has been Armored Warfare, and I'll see you chaps and chapettes in the next one.